Hello, everyone.
Hi, good to see folks. Slowly entering into the space. Yes, wonderful. Hope that you have had a good day. And you'll often hear right at 8 p.m. over here that there's some howling. So our neighbors are always howling right at 8 p.m. So it's kind of a nice way to just be connected with the community and yeah, sweet remembrance and connection with the land. So thank you all for being here. And we've got a lovely group of folks, both new folks and folks that are joining us for now the fourth month of this series. And we really, really appreciate you for bringing your hearts and bringing your energy to this space with us today. And usually at the beginning, we like to just have screens on so that we can see folks. And especially at the beginning, we'll introduce two couples to the space so that we can just kind of get to know each other a little bit more in our hive space. So thanks for making yourselves present with us. We appreciate it. And I see a really cute dog wagging its tail too, which is fun. I think that's Gina's dog.
Uh,
Oh, hi guys. Great to see you.
Good to see everyone.
Mhm, mhm. Awesome. So as folks are arriving into the just invite you to presence yourself and just notice what you're feeling in your body and what you feel like your kind of current mood is at this moment. It's good to just kind of track that and be aware of it in your body as we begin this practice. And then just coming into the
Hmm.
breath, rising and falling. And it's perfectly fine for you to arrive wherever you are and just getting yourself comfortable, finding your seat. Awesome. So as we start our practice this evening, we would love to just do a quick little intro on us. Most of you now know what we're doing here, but just for those who are new to the practice, um, we will be running through an experience, a journey that's going to take you into deeper connection through movement, communication, and massage. And part of this journey is also that we're doing it together as a hive and that we're really supporting each other in all of the kind of different, diverse realities that we're coming from, right? That we're all committed to actually focusing and cultivating our relationship. And I really appreciate that we have folks that have been together for over 30 years. We have folks that have been together, maybe not as long as that, and that everyone is bringing their own unique flavor into the space to really share what it is that brings them more love, joy, and vitality. So,
Yeah, so the support of the hive, really feel that. And just, each week we send out the replay, and our hope is that, this can become a regular thing, maybe twice a week. You can try it out and retry it again. And, it's really about creating positive habits in these times. And so, yeah, we've had some amazing results so far, and just happy that we have a few new people joining us this month.
yeah. And we have one couple, I think one or two couples that can't make it today, but they'll be with us again starting next week. So, so that's a little intro on us, and we would love to have maybe two couples just share a little bit, sharing your names, and then maybe one of you can just, sorry, as a couple together, share your names, and then one person can just share your intention as a couple for joining this practice. So it could be an intention or just something that you're looking forward to from joining us on this journey this month. Um, so Tiffany, would it be possible to have you share? I hope that's not putting you guys too much on the spot, but we'd love to hear from you. And it's also just wonderful to have you in the space with us.
Yeah, we'll share. So I'm Tiffany, and this is David.
Hi.
And we have been married almost 20 years. We were married in 2001, and we have 3 children. Our oldest is almost 19, and
Wow.
19, 15, and 12 are our children's ages. And we, this last year, overcame a rough patch. We've been separated and almost divorced over about a 2-year period, and but we are overcoming that, and we're really excited to be at a place where we're doing something like this, and diving into nourishing our relationship.
Finding new ways to experience each other.
Yeah.
Awesome, you guys.
Thank you so much. We so appreciate you making this commitment. And Tiffany, it's been a joy having you with us over the years.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been to Sierra Hot Springs with you guys twice, and I won't be there. I don't think we'll be there this time, but hopefully eventually again.
Exactly.
Well,
Beautiful.
Thanks for recommitting. I really appreciate that. Being here together.
Yeah. And then Joanna and Chris, would you guys be open to sharing as well tonight? We'd love to hear from you guys. We'll unmute you.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So we've been together over 30 years. We've been married 28. And I feel the secret of our marriage is we're committed. We have 3 children, but our marriage is our 4th child, and it gets equal time and attention. And so for people with children, that's my advice.
Awesome.
So this has been a lovely time to reconnect and practice.
Awesome.
And set time aside for just us, our child.
It is. The relationship is. It's like
And we took the first workshop and we intended, well, we have enough to practice, we'll just practice. And we did 2 times and then it kind of dropped off. So we realized we need the little thing on the calendar that says in stone, we have to show up, because we did it 2 weeks after, but then it kind of drifted.
Yeah.
Well, we're so glad to have you guys with us again. And like I said, it's just an inspiration. All of you are such beautiful people, and we're looking forward to getting to know some of the folks that are new to the space and just knowing that we all are doing this together. So as you're ready, you can just find a comfortable seat. We start our practice by breathing with each other, by being with the energy of the entire group. If you want to just have a soft gaze into our community here, you can just feel the energy of the group. And then if you'd like to just bring the palms at your heart center, letting the sit bones drop down into the earth, closing down the eyes. So we'll center our practice today with the sacred sound of Om together, bringing our hearts and our intentions into the space. Take a nice deep breath in up to the crown of your head.
And just bowing to your own heart, bowing to everyone in this group for being present, supporting each other. And then we'll come onto your mats or wherever you guys are, comfortably sitting back to back. So we'll start back to back today.
So just reminding everyone to make sure that you're comfortable throughout the practice and getting whatever you need. If you need a pillow to be propped up on or blocks under your knees, Always take that so that you're comfortable.
So find that back-to-back connection. And again, if it's ever intense for you to sit cross-legged, you can have your legs out or sit on a cushion. Let's all just walk our hands forward first before we start here, and then just scoot your butts back so you're touching the very base of the spine. So your tailbone, your sacrums are together, and then slowly walk your hands back, and you'll feel a really strong sacral connection. This way, we don't have our lower backs connected. There's a nice lumbar curve there, but the sacrums are touching, and you're feeling that nice support. You can touch through the upper back if that feels good, and maybe the back of the head if you're similar height. Tuning into your breath here. Deep inhale, filling the lungs. Exhale, let out a sigh. Start to feel some movement arise. So it can be really organic. Just try to feel that connection through the spine. Start to move around. Little circles. Maybe one direction, maybe the other. Just notice if one person's leading and finding that way to really be together and present in this improvisational movement.
Slowly coming back to your center. I'm going to stretch the side body here by placing the hand down closest towards the screen onto the floor. And then we'll lift that opposite hand up towards the sky. So those arms might actually catch with your partner. It's not necessary, but if that happens, you can kind of deepen the stretch here by giving a little bit of traction for your partner. Pressing that opposite sit bone down into the earth. Feeling that opening through the side body. Now, and then gently lifting back up, back to center. Noticing the difference from side to side. And then we'll go in the other direction. So lifting those hands up, pressing the sit bones down into the earth. Feeling the stretch through the side body. Open the mouth, release the jaw. And inhaling, coming back to center.
Then from here, we'll just try something new here. So we'll bring our right knee up. So bring your right foot on the ground and your right knee is up. Nice. From here, you can watch us first, and we're just going to lean to the left and find our partner's knee or thigh as a rest, and then your arm kind of goes over there. So if you want to scoot down so the head is supported, you can try that. So everyone try that. Just lean to the left and lay back on your partner's thigh.
And we'll just demo it one more time so you can see it. So from cross-legged, bring the right knee up. And then scooch over to the left and drop your weight down so that you're resting on your partner's knee. And you might even rest the head. You can get a little pillow if that isn't working out.
So make sure it's comfortable. If it's not comfortable, you can just sit side to side. But we thought this is a fun way. And then you can move your foot closer or further away. And it's just a good way to check out. And we're going to have our little question here.
So as you're in this position, if there's ever uncomfortable, you can always just sit face to face or side by side. That's totally fine. And just taking a moment to gaze at your partner and feel their whole energy field with you. And just softening together. And we'll come into our inquiry today. So as we tune into this feeling of the seed state, that really earth quality, the question that we want to contemplate today is How can I support you in feeling more cared for in our relationship and secure?
Mhm.
So we're going to just give space for each person to ask that question to their beloved. And we'll give you about a minute each. And then we'll give a moment to just integrate that before we switch to the other partner. So it's up on the screen. Again, just asking your partner, what can I do to help you feel more secure and cared for in our relationship? We'll just give you some time to do that together. One person's going to go, and I've got the timer started. So just taking the next few moments to close that down. And then you can just take your hand onto your partner's heart, taking a moment to appreciate that share, relaxing into this present moment together. Beautiful, and as you're ready, you're gonna just take that opposite hand to push yourself back up. And we're gonna switch over to the other side now. Again, if this is not comfortable for you, you can just kind of sit next to each other so you can see each other's eyes. And then we'll give you another minute here to just ask that question to your partner. What can I do to help you feel more secure and cared for in our relationship? Taking the next 10 seconds to close down. And just taking your hand on your partner's heart. That moment of gratitude and acknowledgement.
Taking a deep breath together. Slowly release out of that. Come back. Come back to back and just feel that back to back connection again. Find a little subtle movement again.
And then from here, we're just going to have the men flip around so that they can straddle their beloved.
So we'll come around and just bring your legs wide and come up close so you can get a nice hug here.
take a moment here to just linger in that sweetness. Yeah. Beautiful. And then from here, the women are just going to come onto all fours. So we're just going to come forward a little bit. And from here, we'll just come into a forward fold standing with bent knees. So I'm just going to come with bent knees and slowly come into a forward fold. And then I'm going to just hold on to my elbows.
So then the men are just going to stand up. And we're going to find the sacrum here. So let me just do that. We find the sacrum by that sacred triangle bone right here. And use the palm of your hand here to just start to rub and give a little attention and cultivate energy here in the sacral chakra. So this seed energy here is where the energy starts. The Kundalini is stored here, and we're just starting to activate that. And then from here, you can use your other hand, the palm of your other hand, to just gently brush up the spine and down the neck. So I'm have one hand on the sacrum, the other hand is just sliding down the spine. And your knees are bent if you're in the forward fold. You're just finding nice length. You can use the fingers or the palm, whatever feels better, and go all the way up the back of the neck and into the scalp even. Feels really good. Go on either side of the spine, and then right down the middle of the spine. And then from here, we'll just stand behind and start to play the drum. So get your soft fists going and just get into the glutes here. So make sure you're always on the soft tissue and not on any bony parts. You can go out to the sides of the hips. You can always check in if they want more or less pressure, but you can really, hard to get too much in here, so have fun with it. And then the women are going to slowly curl up like they're unfurling a fern, and we'll start to pound along the either edge of the spine as they curl up. So just a soft pounding on either side of the spine, getting those spinal muscles. Once they stand all the way up, I'm going to come to more of a karate chop and get the tops of the shoulders, the trapezius, and just kind of chop onto the tops of the shoulders there. Nice. And then from there, just pausing, your hands on the shoulder, feel that energy flowing. And we'll come around to the side again, and just bring your hands on either side of their sacral. So my one hand is on the back and the sacrum, the front hand is just on the low belly. You're gonna feel their breath, so breathing into the belly, women, and we'll feel the breath. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring the sacrum down and the belly up. Nice. On the inhale, you just kind of release any pressure. On the exhale, just grounding the sacrum down. Feel that nice adjustment. One more deep breath here. Nice. Then we'll slowly move the hands up to sandwich the heart. So just a gentle hand on each side of the heart. Again, deep breath here. Feel that expansion of the heart. And from your heart, just sending loving kindness through your arms into their heart. One more deep breath here. Then we'll bring the hand, one hand just at the hairline at the top of the forehead. The other palm, so the base of the hand, can go up behind the hairline on the back. So I'm just supporting the head and just a gentle pressure upwards toward the ceiling. Nice deep breath here, and then slowly shampoo out the hair. Get the scalp with both hands. So you might feel that energy that's moved from the sacrum all the way up to the crown of the head. And we'll just end with just a little energy off the crown of the head, then brushing down all the way back. Give them a moment, and then we'll switch roles.
You see her slowly coming back into the space. And then women, you can just go ahead and flip around. Take your time here as you come back into the space.
So the men will come into a forward fold, and so having really nice bent knees, you can have your elbows on your thighs or come all the way down depending on your flexibility. So really let the head and neck relax.
And then from here, we're just going to locate that sacrum. And we'll start to do a nice rub on that sacral area. Okay, so warm it up and just make contact. See what is needed here. Rubbing. And then the other hand is going to start to stroke down the back and down and out. So that's the hand on the sacrum is now still, and you're taking the hand first right along the spine and then along the side of the spine on each side. As I go down towards the neck, I can use the meaty part of my palm and really get into the neck. And then I'm going to go the other direction. I have some decent pressure here. It actually feels just so nice for the body. And then again, using the meaty part of the hand. And we'll just go down the center of the spine one more time. And lengthen the neck. Beautiful. From here, you're just going to come into playing the drums. You can bend the knees and then start to pound out the drum. So we're getting into the glutes, we're getting along the pelvic ridge and into the side of the hips. We can get into the ITs a little bit too, which is nice. Really playing that drum. Enjoy it. Sipping. And then we'll let our partners slowly start to come back to standing. And the slower they move, the longer their massage. So going nice and slow and being gentle around the kidney area. And then coming up along either side of the spine. You can start to chop around that upper back area. And then getting into the traps, really using that nice karate chop to work out the tension there on the traps and the neck. And then just letting the hands rest here. Finding the breath together, rise and fall. Just a little bit of squeezing here. So release that area. Good. And then we'll just come now to do that chakra energy work. So let's start here by taking one hand at the belly and one hand at the sacral area. So the idea here is that on the exhale, we're going to lengthen the low back and support the internal organs to lift. So let's take a nice deep breath in. On the exhale, lengthen low back, lift your up gently. So we're supporting movement and adjusting with the breath. Inhale, releases. The exhale supports that lengthening of the spine. The inhale pulls us out. And then we'll bring the hands now to the heart, the front door of the heart and the back door of the heart. So just find what feels comfortable for your hands. And then see if you can close down the eyes and just tune into the energy here of the heart. So generosity, kindness, spaciousness of the heart. Beautiful. And then lifting up now to the hairline. So we'll take one hand at the hairline and one hand at the forehead. If it's available, you can just do a little bit of traction here. So traction, the head, lifting the head off of the spine up towards the sky. That may or may not be comfortable for your hands. You can also just hold gently. You get that traction, you can actually see your partner's head lifting up towards the sky as you traction. And then releasing. From here, let's start to shampoo out the scalp. So letting go the tension of the day. Working the fingers right into the tissue of the scalp. And then from here, just brush down the back, and then brush down the shoulders and out the arms. Giving your partner a moment to just feel their body, feel what's starting to align.
Give each other a nice hug asana, so coming close. Let your partner what you really liked about that. Any gratitudes here?
Beautiful. So as you're starting to tune into the body and warming ourselves up to these practices, we are going to start moving towards the massage part of the evening. So if this is your first time, you're going to bring a blanket and make a nice cozy space for our session. And then you'll also just choose who wants to receive first. So you're welcome to follow along with either one of us. Alok is going to give first and I'm going to receive. So if you want to choose one person, that's fine. And then we also recommend if you repeat, work with the other person just so you get some kind of guidance from both of us. And before we get started, it's a good idea to just share with your partner if there's anything going on in your body that they should know about. So just because you're in a relationship doesn't mean that your partner knows every little thing about your body. So this is a good moment to just check in, let them know if there's any parts that feel particularly tender or sore right now. Let them know if there's anything that you'd like them to focus on or just be aware of during the session.
Okay, so we'll have one person lay down on their back. Whoever's receiving first. So givers, just come to kneel at the feet of the receiver. And if you need an extra pillow here to make it comfortable for you, you can always sit on a pillow. Just have a pillow close by so that in case you need it for your knees or anything. So we'll start by just bringing in the spirit of loving kindness again. Breathing into the heart center. You can close the eyes down for a moment. Rubbing the palms and feeling that energy move from the heart down into the hands. Feel that warmth and pause. And then slowly separating the hands, you can flutter the eyes open. Just gazing down at your partner. Slowly bring the hands down to the ankles and just find a perfect fit. So find that place where your hands can kind of just form fit around the ankle. Notice your partner's breath. And throughout this, just using nonverbal communication or checking in if you're not sure. So If you want more, Anjali's showing you can just do the come hither with the fingers. If they want less, it's too much to pound it out. And if it's just right, the thumbs up is always a nice symbol. So I'm just going to start to pour my weight from one side to the other as I push the palms into the arch of the foot. So you can see my whole body swaying from side to side. And this begins the dance. So we're really going to focus on, as a giver, moving like you're in a dance. So this rhythmic movement from side to side. So I'm going to walk up the legs with my hands. So I'm going to alternate. My left hand's going to come up and just press into the inner part of the shin bone, just along that soft tissue. And then my right hand. And I'm going to lean from my core. My arm is straight. I'm just pouring my weight from my shoulder to my wrist. As you move up, you might need to come up off the knees, and I like to tuck my toes under if that's comfortable for you. Just walking about 3 points up toward the knees. So again, finding ways to go in really slow and feel that sensitivity and care. And then bringing the hands around the whole patellar, the kneecap. Just doing little circles on the knees. One direction and then the other, giving the knees some love. And then we'll come up onto the knees, so you're standing up to get the quadriceps. So the quads, there's a little bit of an external rotation, so you can rotate them in a little bit and then go right and then left as we walk up the quads. So this is a stomach line, helps with digestion, not just a physical food, but also emotional digestion. So we'll walk up toward the pelvis as we slowly pour our weight from the right to the left. And I'm swaying my torso as I walk up. Once you get to, they call it the as-is bone right there, you can just start to shake gently and see if that shaking goes all the way up to the head. So really shake out the pelvis. Nice. From here, I'll just put the hands down on the floor, either side. I'm going to take a big step forward with my left foot and scoot up so I can do a nice diagonal stretch here. So first I'm going to bring the right hand down. So I'm lunging with my left foot if you want to mirror me. And then the right hand down on the pelvis where we just ended. And the left hand's going to come into that lung point just below the collarbone. Finding that spot, take a deep breath together. And then as you exhale, just find a nice diagonal pressure. So I'm kind of pressing my hands away and just finding this cross-body pressure. Feels really good. One more deep breath here. Exhale. And then from here, I'm just going to bring my right hand to the floor. Left fingers are going to wrap around the top of the trapezius. With a straight arm, I'm going to lean back. So I'm using my whole body weight to apply pressure to the top of her shoulder. So I'm starting to do little circles with my hips, and I'm moving my fingers to little different spots, finding all those little areas of tension and helping them release on the top of the shoulder. You can get into the neck a little bit, just being gentler as we move toward the neck. And then slowing it down, maybe you find a good spot and just hang out there like you're a cliffhanger. Just hold on for a big breath here. And then softly release the pressure. And then to finish, we'll walk down this opposite arm. So it's just ergonomically, it's ideal because we're right there. So the left hand on the shoulder, right hand just below the elbow. I'm going to start to walk my hands down the arm. You can grab your fingers underneath so you're squeezing as you go down. Again, seeing how slowly you can apply the pressure. Always checking in if it's ever too much. And then slowly brushing the energy out the arm. We'll bring our hands down and we'll switch our legs. So my left knee is going to go back between the legs. Right foot takes a nice lunge. Then we'll find that diagonal pressure on the other side. So right hand on the lung point, left hand just below the as-is bone, the top of the thighs. So take a deep breath together. Exhale as you press into the lung and the hip. You feel that nice diagonal stretch. One more breath here. And then we'll bring the left hand to the mat or the floor, and the right fingers are just going to cup around with the straight arm. Again, I'm going to start to move my whole body. The big circles. Getting into those areas where we hold stress, releasing them with our intention. Big circles, and then finding that nice good spot to hang out for a breath. Just pause and hold. And slowly release the pressure. And then we'll walk down the opposite arm. So right hand at the top of the shoulder, left hand on the forearm. Again, you can squeeze your fingers underneath so you get the forearm and the bicep at the same time. Slowly walking down the forearm and the bicep, over the elbow and the wrist. Once you're there, put pressure into the palm and then rush the energy down. Nice. From here, we'll just stand up. Grab the fingers underneath the hips and start to rock out the hips. You can really get into those nice juicy hip points with your fingers here as you really rock out the hips. And then we'll slowly walk backwards as we rock down the upper legs, lower legs, and feet. Pulling out the big toes here. Then we'll just take both feet and cup under the ankles and lift up. From here, just start to go from side to side. And then we'll open the legs so you can walk between the legs. And then see if you can bring the feet behind you. You can't see my head, but you can see where I can bring her feet behind me and then lean into the tops of her feet. So I'm getting a nice traction on the sacrum. So again, turn the feet in, lean back on the tops of the feet, and then lift your own heart. And find this nice traction as you lean back. Nice deep breath here. And then softly release. You'll bring your knees into the backs of their knees to help bend their knees. So their knees should come out wide. And you're going to bring your feet wide and come into a goddess stance and just go side to side. So really bringing each knee up toward the shoulder. You're doing a nice release for their sacrum. Beautiful. And then from here, we'll just bring the knees into the chest. I'm going to bring my left knee down by her hip. My right foot is going to be across. So ideally, maybe if you guys can face the screen, And then I'm gonna have her legs draped over my thigh. So if you need to move so you can see, I'm having my right foot, you could have the other foot. Then if you need a pillow for your left knee, you can grab a pillow here. So I'm gonna step further out so that I can really get her backs of the knees on my thighs. So you need to adjust depending on the height, just so that you get the backs of the knees there. And you can cross the ankles and push the feet down, and you might be able to see the pelvis lift off the floor here. If that is able to do, then you can start to shake the whole hip. So we call this the sacral float. We're doing a lot with the sacrum today because of the root, the seed. And so if that's not possible to lift up the hips, it's okay. You can just kind of shake the hips here. Nice. Beautiful. And then from here, I'm just going to take the arms down. We're going to bring our forearms into this lung point that we already worked, right? So there's a soft tissue. And see if you can bring your forearms gently down there, and then your hands can cup under the head. So if this is too hard for you, you can just have the hands on the lung points. But if you can get the forearms there and cup behind the occiput, and then just press the elbows down as you lift the back of the head, and maybe you can even bring your forehead to theirs. So it's a nice stretch for the back of their neck as you lift their head off the ground, and then softly release the head down and lengthen it up. Nice. From here, we'll just lean back with both hands on the traps and do a double release, just feeling a nice full traction here without any movement. Then softly release, brush down both arms. Nice. From here, we'll just lift the legs up, get out of the way, and then cup behind the knees and the ankles as you bring that all the way down to the ground. To finish, we'll just grab the feet and shake the whole body. So from the feet all the way up to the head, give a nice shake, and then brush out the toes. Give your partner a little space here. And doing some self-care. If you just gave, you can grab some water or shake out your hands. We'll do a little stretch here, palms interlace, pressing forward, up to the ceiling. And bring the hands behind the head, press the head into the hands, open. And curl. And you'll just take some time with your partner here. You can lay down with them or wait till they come sit up. Take a moment to just share gratitude. If you want, you can come into the love straddle. Some of you might know this, so you come in really close. A nice hug.
You can just take your time here as you come back gonna make sure that you just stay hydrated. And then before you switch roles, just take a moment and share with your partner if there's anything you'd like to let them know about your body today in this moment, anything that you would prefer to be gentle around, knowing that you've just received this session, so you're kind of aware of what parts of the body you're going to be working on. And so you'll now just go ahead and switch roles. So getting comfortable lying on the mat. And givers, go ahead and bring the hands to your heart center. Starting to rub the palms and cultivating this sense of metta, loving kindness through the hands. Feeling that column of light from your sacrum to the crown of your head. And just wishing your partner the very best. You can open the eyes, gazing at their breath, rising and falling. And then slowly bringing the hands down to the ankles, just finding that perfect fit. Resting here in stillness. And then we'll start to move from side to side, rocking slowly, and then using the meaty part of our palm here to open the arch of the foot. And see if you can really tune into the rhythm of your partner's body here. There's a rhythm that they're going to appreciate that you can just tune into. And as we work with this theme today of the seed state, we're going to really focus on creating that safe container and that seed feels totally nourished and secure. And we'll just alternate walking up the inner line of the legs, using the meaty part of our palms to press in. Just walking the hands up the legs slowly. And as much as possible, we're just practicing stacking our bones so it's effortless as we walk up the legs. When we get to the knees, take the hands and cup the knees. And then we'll just start to make some circles. So nice and slow, taking some circles. And you can really squeeze on all sides of the knees, as long as that's comfortable for your partner. Going in a circle in one direction, and then we'll go in the opposite direction here. Really just creating more fluidity here in the joint. Releasing the hands from the knees. As we move up to the upper legs, we're going to do a little bit of an adjustment here. So as the legs kind of splay out, we're going to actually take the legs and pull the legs inwards. So you can see I'm pulling the legs inwards. And as I pull the legs inwards, I'm going to use the meaty part of my palm to press straight down onto the center line of the thigh. And again, we'll alternate. So we'll kind of pull up and press down as I come up the leg. So take your time here and alternating. If you can really do this two-part practice of pulling up on the side and pushing down. And of course, receivers, letting your partner know if you need anything different. As you get up to the pelvis and the hips, you can just do a little bit of rocking here. You can even take the fingers into the hip points and rock out the hips. Gazing at your partner's torso, chest, seeing if everything's moving equally. Beautiful. Good, and then from here, you're just gonna take that leg that's farther away from the screen, so that outer leg, and then bring it into a lunge. Good, and then from here, we'll take our outer hand and bring it to our partner's shoulder. So here we're in this diagonal twist. The outer hand is up by the shoulder, and that inner hand closer to the screen is right here on the pelvis. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, tractioning in opposite direction. Supporting that multidimensionality of the body. Beautiful. Bringing that inner hand down to the floor. We'll take the outer hand and bring it to cup behind our partner's shoulder. So you can use really the fingers here to cup onto the traps, that area that gets really tight. And here, let's take a deep breath in. On the exhale, leaning back. So you can take a little bit of a lizard pose here where you're taking small circles of the torso. And that movement of your body as a giver is going to do the work on your partner's neck and shoulders. So just let the fingers be stable and strong, and then let your torso take some small circles. And releasing the fingers, you can shake it out, and we'll do it one more time. So find the fingers into a new point on the traps, slightly different area, staying in the soft tissue. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, lean back, keeping the fingers in their place, and then we'll take some circles here of the hips. And so just allowing your body to do the work instead of the hands. And then from here, just leaning back and holding. Let the head relax. Gorgeous. Good, shaking that out. And then let's now face towards your partner's inner arm, okay? So we'll take our outer arm, place it on the shoulder. Our inner arm's gonna go right below the elbow. And we're gonna stay off of the joints here, so staying off the elbow. And we'll alternate going down the arm. So starting at the shoulder and right below the elbow, and then taking about 3 points coming down the arm. On the lower part of the arm, you can squeeze the fingers and the palm together, so you're really getting both sides of that lower arm. Coming down to your 3rd point, squeeze. Beautiful. And then we'll just lengthen out the arm. You can really press into the wrist. Again, use your body weight. Drop the body weight down through the arm into your partner's body. Beautiful. Coming off the point, brushing down. Good, and then from here, we'll just switch our lunge. So the hands can come down, and the outer foot comes down, the inner foot comes up. Wonderful. So from here, inner hand comes to the shoulder, and then the outer hand comes to your partner's opposite hip. We'll take that diagonal lunge, traction that is, so deep breath in. On the exhale, pressing in opposite directions. Beautiful. This time we'll take the inner hand, cupping the fingers, and cup those fingers right behind your partner's shoulder. So right into that trap area. Your outer hand can come down to the floor. Deep breath in. On the exhale, pulling back and finding that circular rhythm. So again, using your body, see how sensual you can make this. So you're doing this with your partner. Really let yourself be open to that receptive field together. You let the hips find a really juicy, nice way of circling. Good, and then release the hand, shake it out. Do that one more time. Up. Find a nice point in that soft tissue. Deep breath in, and then exhale, drop back. And again, find that circle. See if you can let the head be relaxed as you take this movement. And to close, we'll just drop back. So take that point, hold it, and then just release yourself back. Beautiful. Coming out of the point, shake out the hand, and let's go to that opposite arm. So now we're facing that outer arm. Good. And then our inner arm's going to hold that shoulder. Outer hand is going to come right below the elbow. And we'll just start to walk down their arm. So again, taking 3 points. Nice and slow as you walk down the arm. On the lower part of the arm, we're squeezing the fingers towards the palm. And then to close, one hand on the shoulder, one hand on the wrist, lengthening out the arm, dropping your weight down. Good, and then brushing it out. Lovely. Coming out of the lunge. Both knees are kneeling inside your partner's legs, and then we'll just come down the hips. Really get into those hips. They always need the work, right? So again, use that kind of tool of fingers together to get a stronger tool to press into sides of the hips. And then down the legs, all the way down, coming down to the feet. Good. Bring your awareness back to feeling your partner's entire body. Rise and the fall of the breath. And then we'll start to cup underneath our partner's heels. And slowly bring them side to side, up, until you come up into standing. Good. Taking your time to get there. And then as you do, we're going to take our partner's feet behind our back and push their toes, their big toes, towards each other. So pigeon toe their feet behind your back. And then you're going to start to lean your own body back into their feet. And as you lean back, you're tractioning their low back. So can you see how his body's getting longer there? And then exhale, release. We'll do that a couple more times. And this is like taffy, so we don't pull hard, we go nice and slow. Deep breath in, and on the exhale, dropping your weight back, fractioning the low back, and release. One more time. Good. From here, we're going to come into that bus driver position. So you'll take your own knee, open up their knee, and then you'll take the other knee and open it up. They should be in kind of like a double happy baby, right? So make sure if they're resisting in the adductors, you can even just use your foot to open them up a little bit. Now, once you get them to their nice open state, we're going to start to take some rotations. Come into your goddess pose and then take the knee towards the ear. So you want to feel some resistance. You don't want it to be too easy. So see if you can really find that nice arcing movement as you take the knee towards the ear, one side and then the other, letting the hips start to open and release. From here, let's go ahead and take the knees together, and then we'll come down into a kneeling position. The foot that's farthest away from your partner is going to be kneeling perpendicular towards the screen. Good. Then we'll lift the legs and then place the knees right over our thigh so that they're getting supported by our shelf, which is our thigh. So from here, we'll just do a little release for the sacrum. And the way I'll do this, because I'm not as tall as Alok, is I'm going to just pull my leg slightly away so that as I push the ankles down, his sacrum is starting to lift off the ground. Good. And then the other option here is to take the hand and give a little bit of a pulse. So you can take a pulse either on this inner side or on the outer side, just giving a little bit of movement here for the sacrum. So as you can see, it's just getting a little bit of traction and opening and release. Beautiful. And then gently release. So the ankles can be crossed or they can be separated, just whatever is more comfortable for your partner. And from here, we're just going to bring our hands down to our partner's shoulders. And do a little bit of release here. So you can pull the shoulders down. And then take a deep breath in. Exhale, press. So from here, I want you to just take your hands and trace on the collarbone. So here is a nice bony landmark to be aware of. Tracing the hands on the shoulders, also feeling where the bony landmark is. And then bringing the hands down below the collarbones and into the lung points. Just tracing it with your hands, brushing. Beautiful. So from here, we're going to do our last point, which is to bring the forearms into the lung point. So this is going to be more of a tender point for some, and we want to make sure that we're off of the bone and we're just in the soft tissue. So it's just a gentle, let's start medium pressure, and we'll just bring the forearms down to the lung point. And from here, we'll start to lift the head. So bring the hands behind the head, and then lift the head up towards you. Might be an opportunity here to actually bring your forehead towards your partner. Find that connection. deep, then you come into the breath. And releasing their head back down. Good. From here, let's take the hands and use those fingertips here to just give some traction right into the traps and lean back. Shake out your own head. Good, and then brush down the arms. Let's support underneath the ankles and the knees. Good, we'll just take a few circles here, circling in one direction and then the other. Good, and then lengthening out the legs. If the ankles are together, let's separate out the ankles. And then we'll come kneeling over our partner. Hands are going to go by the armpits. And then shaking down the side of the body. So make sure you get into the ribs. And then into the hip points. Keep adjusting your body so it's comfortable. And we'll come all the way down the legs. And then back down to the feet. Shaking from side to side. And then holding your hands here on your partner's feet, coming into stillness. Close down the eyes. Feeling that gentle connection between your bodies. Slowly start to lift the hands off the feet, bring the hands to your heart center. Bowing in. Time for your partner to let that settle and integrate. For those of you that just gave, you can bring the fingers interlaced together and just start to rotate. Going in one direction and going in the other direction. Bring the palms interlace behind the head, and then pressing the head back, opening the heart, the chest. Of that practice. And then this is a nice opportunity to just reconnect with your partner. So if you want to lie down with your partner and just share a little bit of gratitude, do that. If you want to come back into seated, do that too, wherever you're at.
Sharing anything that we really appreciate. And to finish here, we're going to do a little back-to-back meditation. So grabbing a cushion if you need it, or whatever you need to be comfortable. We'll sit back to back again. And you can have the feet together, cross-legged, whatever is more comfortable for you. Most important is this sacral connection. So let's both walk our hands forward and then scoot the butts back so you're touching at the sacrum. And then slowly walk your hands back up. And you'll feel this nice strong support in the sacral area, which will allow you to sit up straighter. And roll the shoulders back. Find a nice easy spot for your hands to rest. Again, the upper shoulders can be touching, or the backs of the heads if that feels good. Whatever feels comfortable, but there's no leaning into each other. You're just feeling that sacral connection, that support at the base of the spine. And then start to notice your breath. We'll start to do just a very subtle movement with the breath. As you inhale, the pelvis kind of tilts forward. As you exhale, you relax into your partner. It's very subtle. You might not notice the movement, but there's just a very subtle internal tilt forward with the inhale, relax with the exhale. See if you can sync your breath up together, feeling that gratitude and loving kindness through the back of the body. And if you're not already touching at the back of the heart, bring the back of your heart together. Feel that connection there, and then bring the palms together at your heart center. We'll end this practice with a simple ha breath, so letting out the sound ha for the heart 3 times. So deep breath in. Ah. Nice deep inhale. Ah. One more time. Ah. Slowly releasing the palms. Just walk your hands forward again. We'll come to face the screen when you're ready. It's nice to check in with everyone. So if anyone has any questions or anything they want to share about this practice, I'd love to hear from you. Or we can use the chat box.
So we'll open it back up into gallery view so we can see all of you. And good time now to just reflect in on how you're feeling, how your mood is, how your body is feeling after this practice. And if anyone has any words, we can you can raise your hand, we can unmute you. I'd love to put that into the pot, stir that up together. I see DTO and Hema.
Hi.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my gosh. I feel like that was my favorite one ever. I feel so held. Like when we were in the beginning exercises, I was like, "There's massage at this," like after the rolling up and everything. So I just feel really held and full. Thank you. And this has been really amazing for our relationship. I just feel so grateful to be in the hive with you all, and thanks for being a part of the magic that we're creating right now in our microcosms.
And we really resonate with weekly structure, and we look forward to Thursday nights. And we actually did a nice little walk before, and then we came here, got cozy for this beautiful practice. So thank you for guiding us, Anjali and Look. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
I love your stars. You know.
Totally. Check it out.
Oh, wow. Yay. Yeah. Your cosmic juju into the space with us.
Yeah, for sure.
Sweet.
Awesome. Anyone else like to share words?
How that felt for you guys?
I think Lisa and Ray are attempting to come on. We're just going to bring the music down so it's easier to hear everyone. Give us a second. Okay. Want to unmute Lisa and Ray?
There you are. Hi.
Okay. There we go.
We lost
We got him.
Yeah,
There we go.
There's a lot of confusion there. I'm very relaxed. I was just gonna say the sacral float is one of my very favorites. I love that. You don't get that feeling just at any point in your life except when you do that. And that I feel like it's just like so opens up the whole sacrum so much. It's really beautiful. I love that.
And I'm going to echo DTO on the structure. Thank you for providing some structure to this, because I'm a person that I need to have someone lead me through my practice. I'm just bad about having my own practice, and so I appreciate you guys doing that for us on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis.
Yeah.
It could be a quarterly. Yeah, we passed the quarter, I guess.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's amazing that we've been doing this together since April with some of you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing.
Chris.
Cool. Some friends here.
Easiest one is just down here. It's bigger.
You too. So yeah, the theme, this month we're using these metaphors from nature, moving from the seed. So that's why we really focused on the sacrum today. The seed, starts there, and there's so much energy there. You can feel it. That's where all the nerves come out, right? And so just even that gentle pressure when you feel that, and especially in a forward fold, it's pretty profound, and you can feel that energy moving from that sacral plexus up through the spine. So as you guys practice together, we'll be moving into those different levels of the seed to the sprout to the growth, and then blossoming or blooming at the end. So that's our theme for the month.
And I just wanted to reiterate that if you can, we would love for you to do the replay one more time before we get back together. So it's just a really awesome way to get this like in your body by practicing it again one more time. And if you feel like it, you might even want to switch who you're getting facilitated by for the massage, just because we both bring a little bit of a different style to the way that we teach. So give that a try, and really just as much as you can drop into that state of holding each other in this very, very loving, secure seed state for the rest of this week as we prepare for our next class. So even going back to perhaps some of those questions that we shared about how we can really nurture and care for our partner are great things to just reflect on as we take this week and prepare for the next week. Yeah. Awesome. Good. Well, so let's just gather in. The way that we close our classes is by coming back into the hive space and just softly gazing in. And it's just a kind of nice moment to like feel the energy and how it might have shifted since we started our practice today. And coming into a comfortable seat for yourself. If you're lying down, that's totally fine. For those of you that are seated, you can bring the palms together at the heart center, letting the sit bones drop down into the earth, just feeling the support of the mother below us, lifting up through the crown of your head, just feeling perhaps a little bit more aligned through the spine, letting the jaw release. And then we'll finish our class by sealing in our intentions and our practice with the sacred sound of Om together. Let's take a deep breath in.
Again, bowing in gratitude. Thank you all for your presence.
Thank you so much for your presence. May you have a beautiful week and keep loving each other up with touch and care and compassion. And we're just going to open it up so people can say goodnight if they want to. And
Good night.
Good
Good night.
Thank you, everyone. Blessings.
blessings to you all.
Good
night, everyone.
Good night.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Good night.
Y'all.
Take good care.
Have
Bye.
a good week.
Bye.
Pleasant dreams.
You know, you
Oh.